Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what I used to study for the NGN Nclex and how I passed it. So if you're interested in this, then keep on watching. Hi guys, so long time no seen. I've been gone for a while because I started my new job and I've been trying to, learn as much as I can, focus as much as I can, and it's been pretty hard. So I'm gonna make a video about all of that, how my first couple of months have been as being a new grad nurse. So if you're interested in that, then make sure to click the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Anyways, let's start right onto the video. So for me, the NCLEX was the third time was a charm. So I took the NGN Nclex right when it came out, literally, and I was so scared because I was like, oh my god, they're changing it, probably be very hard. But I did all of my research, I used a lot of things to study, and I finally passed that test. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what I used, exactly what I did. So before starting, I wanted to thank Picmonic for sponsoring today's video. Picmonic has been with me ever since nursing school, and I still use it now as a new grad nurse, and I just love it so much. So if you guys don't know what Picmonic is, it is an audiovisual learning platform that uses characters and stories to help you remember everything that you need to remember. I used to use this a lot in nursing school. I found that on my second year in nursing school, and it was a lifesaver. So now for when I was studying for the NCLEX, I used it more to remember like medication and remember like lab values. That helped me so much when I was studying for the NCLEX. And they also have other resources. They also have a book that is like an NCLEX workbook. I'm gonna put a picture right here so you can see it. And I also used that when I was studying for the NCLEX. I have a video of what I did for my first try if you want to watch it, but this one is a little different. So I'm gonna link a video right here so you can see that I made a video about Picmonic, so you can see how everything worked. And also I've made a couple of videos about it on my TikTok if you want to watch it. If you want to try it out, I have a 20% discount for you guys in the link in the description. You just click on it and it is going to take you to the page where you can redeem your 20% off. Once again, thank you Picmonic for sponsoring today's video. So let's get back to the video. Okay guys, so after a lot of trial and error with the test, I was like, you know what, I need to change my strategy. You can see exactly what I did because I made a video about it. If you want to go watch it, I'm gonna put it right here so you can see it. So I feel like my problem was that I needed to learn more content. It wasn't specifically about answering the questions, because I watched a couple of videos from NCLEX High Yield. If you don't know who they are, listen, you need to know, okay? I'm gonna link exactly the course that I took so you can check it out. And if you want, they also have a YouTube channel and they have free videos over there so you can watch them. So I did watch the free videos, but I thought that I needed more help when it came to learning the content, so I purchased one of their courses. So the course was about a month and a half, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a lifesaver. So we had Zoom classes and we also had recordings of everything that we didn't go through over Zoom. It was very, very detailed, very like all of the information was there. And the way that, so his name is Dr. Dr. C. He was so helpful. The way that he explained the content was like insane. Like not even in nursing school I learned that much, honestly. Like being very honest, I feel like my thing was that in nursing school I used to just study for the test, not really to retain the information per se or try to understand it to the max. I was just like, like cramming and trying to memorize things for the test so I could try to pass the test. So that was something that didn't help me when I was studying for the NCLEX or when I took it, because it didn't work. I needed to know my content. I needed to understand it. I didn't just need to memorize like what it was, you understand? Like, oh, let me memorize what diabetes is, or like what I need to do when someone has diabetes. Like, you understand? Like, it wasn't about that. I had to understand deeper the context so I could answer the questions. And I feel like the NGN Nclex actually helped me a lot. Honestly, I thought it was easier than the regular Nclex. So the NGN has case studies, and I feel like it helped a lot because it gave me all of the information that I needed. It also gives you the lab value. So it was like, oh yes, this is great. I feel like that's something that helped me a lot, and I feel like with all of the information they gave me, it helped me to understand more what they were asking, because that was also one of my problems. I felt like I didn't have enough information to answer the questions when I took the regular NCLEX. I feel like the NGN is good on that they give you a lot of information. You also have questions from like the old NCLEX, but the way Dr. C explained it and the tips that he gave, it was just like you can answer any question that comes your way. So when it came to exactly what I did to pass this test, let's first start with, I already talked about NCLEX High Yield. So I took the course, I finished the course, and also they give you access to on demand. So you have all of these recordings. There are a lot of recordings. It takes some time, honestly, to go through all of them. And you know, like I went through them, I took notes, and then I did something that he tells you to do in the course. This is no secret also. He has videos on this. I'm gonna link them below. It's called the 440s. So you do 40 questions and then take a 5 to 7 minute break, if I'm not mistaken, and then do 40 questions again. So you're doing 160 questions every day and then reviewing them. It was a lot, honestly. Sometimes I couldn't do the 160 questions because it was a lot, and then you have to like go through all the rationales and not really write down the actual rationale that it gives you, but try to understand why you got it wrong. Like, okay, why did I get this wrong? Write down like the right answer and stuff like that. Honestly, I didn't do this a lot because I felt like I was running out of time. Like I set my NCLEX date and I felt like I wasn't advancing as much as I should on my content. So I didn't really do this, but don't do this, take your time. But honestly, I felt like the NCLEX High Yield course was so good that even if I wasn't like doing it exactly to the T how I was supposed to, it still helped me pass because it is that good. So I do recommend it 100%. If you do not know your content, you have to know your content. You need to learn also how to answer the questions. Some questions are very hard to like understand what they're actually trying to tell you. So when it came to the actual questions, I was supposed to answer the whole Q bank that I bought, but once again I was like running out of time and I didn't get to do that, and I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, I didn't finish it exactly how Dr. C said to finish it, and I'm probably gonna fail again, but I didn't. Thank god. I couldn't finish the whole Q bank. My Q bank was like 3,000 questions. So for the Q bank I used Archer, and I also used TrueLearn. I'm pretty sure that everybody knows what Archer is. Archer and UWorld are like two of the most popular QBounds out there. I've never used UWorld. Honestly, when Dr. C was doing like practice questions on UWorld, I felt like it didn't, like the questions weren't similar to the ones that I've seen on the NCLEX before, and I felt like Archer was better at doing that. I know people have preferences. I'm not telling you which one to use. I'm just giving you my opinion and what really worked for me. I mean, you can try both if you want. I've known people that have tried both and they use actually both, but it's very expensive, so I just got Archer. Now for TrueLearn, what I did a couple of questions on TrueLearn because also I felt like they were very similar to the NCLEX and I loved the rationale. I also have a code for you if you want to try TrueLearn, and it is for 20% off, and I'm also gonna leave that in the description box if you want to try it. I don't have a code for Archer. I'm gonna try to see if I find one, because I remember I found one on one website and it gave me like 10% off, so that was great. So for question banks, I used Archer and TrueLearn, and I did not finish completely both of them. I did about like 40%, which is bad. Don't do that. I feel like it will benefit you if you do a lot of questions, but since I had done so many questions already, and I was just like over it, honestly. I just didn't want to do too many questions. But I feel like, you know, like if you're just like graduated, right, and then you're giving yourself time to study for the NCLEX and you still don't know when you're gonna take it, just take your time, go through your content, learn your content very well, and then do as many questions as you can. If you can finish the whole Q-band, that will be great. Like, it will give you better chances of passing. Now, when it comes to the predictors and like Archer, I do not believe in them. I'm sorry. You can take an assessment and it will give you a prediction like how likely are you to pass the NCLEX. The first 2 times it told me that I had a very high chance. It did not happen. And at the 3rd time I was like, I'm not even gonna like look at this. I'm not even gonna believe in this because I really don't. So I mean, I don't know how accurate they are, and also I don't know how accurate UWorld is, but I honestly do not believe on the passing chances that they give you because they were very wrong with me. Okay, so I feel like just be careful with that, because it might say like, oh yeah, you have very high chances of passing, and then you end up failing. You know what I mean? Like, don't let that give you like crazy amount of hope and then you stop studying. Just like keep studying and, you know, try to do your best to know your content and answer your questions. So once again, like I said in the beginning, I also use Picmonic. It helped me more with the lab values, with certain diseases that I couldn't just remember and grasp what they were really about. So it helped solidify the information that I also got from NCLEX High Yield. So I really loved Picmonic for that. And Picmonic and TrueLearn are like partners, so they have this great integration that like when you're like answering the questions on TrueLearn and then maybe you got it wrong, it gives you like the video from Picmonic that has to do with that question. So that's like a great tool that is very helpful that you can use. When it comes to how long I studied for the next gen, I will say I studied for like 2 months. I actually moved my test date because I wasn't ready. I feel like I wasn't ready. It was very hard for me after the first 2 times because I was like, oh my god, this is not happening again. I can't do this. But I did finish doing it, thank God. I can't really give you a timeline as to how long you should study for the test because I feel like that's very personal for everybody. Like me, like I said, I really needed help with the content, with really understanding it, not just memorizing it. I really needed help with that, so I needed more time with that, you know. And also I needed more time to answer as many questions as I could. But other people are great with content and they just like need to do the Q bank. I know a lot of people that only do a Q bank and they don't even like watch videos or anything or like read the books or something. Kudos to you, like you're great, you know. But like I couldn't do that. I honestly needed a lot of help with content, and honestly NCLEX High Yield was amazing for that. And everything else that I used, also all the Q banks and also Picmonic, I feel like it was the greatest combo that I could have used, honestly. So when it came to my stats, so for the next gen NCLEX, I finished in 85 questions. When I clicked question 85 and I went to next, the screen went black and it told me, and then the thing popped up that it said that I was done to take like the what's it called, like a survey or something after. And I was freaking out of happiness because I felt it in my heart that I really passed. I felt it. I was like, finally I did it. I was like laughing. Like the people that were watching me through the cameras probably thought I was crazy because I kept laughing. I was so happy. I knew that I passed. So I know that a lot of people be like, oh, you know, like I passed in 85, I passed in 150 or like something. I don't know. I forgot how long the next gen is now. I think it's 150 if I'm not mistaken. The first time that I took it, I got the whole 145 questions. Second time I took it, I got 120 questions. And the last time when I passed, I got 85 questions. That's the least you could get now in the next gen, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of people that say like, oh, you know, like if you got less questions, it means that you did so good. Or if you got like the 150 questions or 145, then you did horribly and you almost failed. That's not true. Honestly, do not listen to those people because that doesn't make any sense. The NCLEX is a very like personalized thing. And when people tell you, oh yeah, I got more questions about, I don't know, diabetes, or I got more questions that had lat values or something like that. The test is very personalized for everybody. So because this person got more questions on diabetes, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get a lot of questions on diabetes. You're gonna get the questions that the test thinks you need to get. If you get one question wrong about diabetes, then it's gonna keep giving you, you know, similar questions to that and stuff. I don't have advice on that, like, oh yeah, I got so many questions on this or that. No, I honestly don't even remember. Honestly, do not listen to those people, because that is not true. You have to know literally, you need to know a little bit of everything. You need to be very thorough when studying for the NCLEX. If you just graduated, I feel like also don't wait too long, because that's something that I did. I waited like a month to start, and I feel like I literally forgot everything. I was just finally I'm done with school and I didn't want to study. It's better to just get it out of the way, honestly. And study as much as you can. Don't be rushing. Like, nobody's waiting. The jobs are gonna come. You're gonna start whenever it's your time, you know? And don't give up. If you didn't pass the first, second time like me, listen, third time's a charm sometimes, okay? Fourth, fifth, it doesn't matter. You got this. Like, don't give up. You know, you went through nursing school. That's one of the hardest things for everybody, honestly. And you did it. You graduated. And if you haven't yet, then you are going to just keep it pushing, because it does get better after nursing school. I'm not gonna lie and say that, oh, it's like the easiest thing in the world. You're working now, you're getting your money. Still not easy, because, you know, the jobs out there are hard, okay? I'm gonna make a video about my experience with my job, so you know, and like when you go through that, you don't feel alone, like, oh, is this only happening to me? We're gonna talk about that. You know, just don't give up. I felt like maybe it wasn't for me, that I was like, okay, maybe if I can even pass this test, maybe I can even be a nurse. Like, maybe nursing is not for me. But just don't give up. You can do it. It doesn't matter how many times you take the test. It doesn't make you less of a nurse. That is not true at all. Like, honestly, when I started my job, I felt like I didn't know anything, and the school doesn't prepare you for that, for starting the actual nursing job. It doesn't prepare you. You will learn when you start working. So just get through the NCLEX. It doesn't matter how much time it takes you. You can do this. I believe in you. Okay guys, so I feel like I've been rambling a lot. Please let me know if I forgot to tell you something about like my experience and like what I did to study. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment down below. And also, if you have a private question that you don't want people to look at it, you can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is always linked below and also on the screen, or even on TikTok. Just whatever social media you see me in, just send me a DM and I will make sure to help you out and answer all of your questions. I know that it's very hard, the journey, and maybe you need help, so I'm here to help. Okay guys, so that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe down below and click the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Bye guys.